UPS, FedEx, and the United States Postal Service, I've said it before, I'll say it again, they have shipped more drugs than Pablo Escobar and El Chapo combined. I owe them a debt of gratitude for how much money these guys made me. UPS was the worst. They rip off a lot of packages because it goes to a sorting facility in Kentucky before it then gets shipped off to its final destination. And a lot of their workers will rifle through the boxes looking for drugs. So we lost a few packages that way. FedEx and the US mail were the best options. So to get a package full of drugs ready to be shipped across the country is a specific art. We would go over to the safe house, myself and a couple of helpers, and we had it all laid out like an assembly line. So say I've got an order for 5 pounds and I need to get it to Cherry Hill, New Jersey by tomorrow morning. Well, I'm going to use FedEx. A, because they're the fastest, and B, because they have the most efficient tracking system. Like I said before, we would track the box online every step of the way. And if that box was paid for and supposed to get to a certain location on the other end, on the East Coast, by 10 a.m., and it got there by 10:05, we told the buyers, don't touch the box. It's been compromised. They're very efficient, and you pay a lot of money to get the box there on time, especially if it's express next day air. So it's going to make it there on time, and if it doesn't, something's wrong. So we take the product. We called it the work, 5 pounds. We open up the original package that it was sold to us in, the big turkey bag, right? We pour the weed into a vacuum seal bag. We then put it into one of those industrial vacuum sealers that your mom uses to, store all her leftover food, right? And we seal it shut. So we can make a pound that big, that fluffy, shrink down to about the size of, a softball even, right? And we do that 5 times. We wipe it down, we double bag it for safety, and then we put it into a box. And sometimes what we would do is take old film from like old film cameras, and we would wrap it around the product and what that did was stop the x-rays. If it ever went through an x-ray scanner, it couldn't see into the box. So that's kind of an old smuggling trick through the mail. We would then have our address in hand, and we would give it to another worker. Again, somebody clean cut, somebody who didn't have a criminal record, and we would supply them with a fake ID, and that would be that. They would get a tracking number, and from there, we close our eyes and pray. We had guys working for us from the neighborhood. These were all kids who we went to Catholic school with, from elementary school on. This is the middle of the recession too, so nice college kids are broke and unemployed, and they're willing to, take calculated risks for not that much money. You just don't get paid a lot when you are at the lowest rung of the drug game. So we would give them a couple $100 to go down to the FedEx office, the post office, wherever it was, and sign for it and have it shipped off. For the drug runs, for actually driving down, meeting with the Connect and bringing the package back, we would pay them usually about $100 a pound. So they could make anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 for a run like that. So it was lucrative, albeit dangerous for them. I never got close to getting caught shipping product. I think the mail is such a great way because, as they say, possession is 9/10 of the law. So when your hands aren't on it, when it's not your address, when nothing is in your name, it seemed, at least at the time, the best way to insulate myself from the criminal liability of moving the product. So we sent maybe 300 packages total. I'd say 297 of them got through. The rate of success was extremely high. Now, the ones that didn't would show up at the shipping address weeks later, completely empty. So originally we started with our mafia buyers in the Philadelphia area, but through them and just through various connections, we met other guys, some Dominicans out of Washington Heights in Manhattan. And so we eventually started working with them as well, and a few people in Boston. If somebody was new and I didn't know them, I would get the box ready, have it shipped out. I would then get on a flight, fly to the city where the package was landing, and meet the package myself and give it to the buyer. And I just did that a few times when we first began working together, because obviously I didn't want to get ripped off. And that developed trust. And after that, every time we sent the weed, the money came back. There was no fuckery involved, although there very well could have been. I just was a pretty good judge of character, and I would only work with people who I absolutely trusted. Now, the money getting sent back to us was wrapped and hidden the same way that the weed was. It was vacuum sealed. They say, what percentage of $100 bills have cocaine on them? Like, 100%. So money, oftentimes, it's dirty and it's got the metallic strip on them now. So it's easy for an X-ray to pick up. It's easy for a dog to pick up. And it was hidden various ways, sometimes in packages of baseball cards. So one of the new methods for the DEA and other law enforcement is to actually intercept and interdict drug money. So it was very important, the most important actually, to package the money in the exact same way with the exact same care that we packaged our product. Because you can always lose weed, you can always lose drugs and get more of them. If you have to get drugs on consignment from your supplier, so be it. But if you lose the money, then everybody's down. So I told my buyers it was of the utmost importance that you vacuum seal my money the way that I package your drugs. Hey guys, if you like that video, be sure to check out the full-length episode right here. All right, we'll see you later.